What up everyone, Shark here. Welcome back to the channel. What I've got for you guys today is quarterfinal number 1 from the Abuse the Meta 2v2 tournament. Cromwell is out of town this weekend. It is getting close to the holidays, so I've got a series of different co-casters for the quarterfinals. Helping me out today is Sarge of SargeGG fame. We've got the legendary Axis duo Heartless Jager and VonManteuffel up against the One Trick Monkeys, Havoc and Momo for show. So enjoy everyone. Best of 3. Let's get to it. So in this case, Havoc and Momo as the low seed, believe it or not. I think it's the first time for Havoc ever. They choose the decider game, game 3, which they chose Double Pass. VonManteuffel, Heartless Jager as the high seed. They then get to choose the game or the map for games 1 and 2. So they chose Operation Eindhoven. What we've got here, Wehrmacht Luftwaffe, believe it or not, banned. DAC Armored Support banned. But instead, 2 USF battle groups, Advanced Infantry and Special Operations, banned this time around. So let's go, everyone. Quarterfinal 1. Okay, kicking us off, quarterfinal 1, the legendary Axis duo playing down here, ironically, as the allies in teal. We have Heartless Jager playing USF. He's going for a barracks early, as well as some engineers. His teammate in blue, VonManteuffel, who's playing the Brits, immediately locking in Canadian Shock. He's getting his tier 1 out and a Vickers. On the opposite side, playing the Axis, Momo here in purple. He is running the DAC. He has not made a battle group choice, but going Krodschützen into Panzer Grenadiers. And then his teammate Havoc, One Trick Monkey fame here. He's going heavy Stern Pioneer build. Last stand battle group, 2 Stern Pioneers out. I imagine we will potentially see more of them as well. So I don't know if you saw the round of 16 match between Havoc and Momo and Dexton and Viper, but Momo got abused early on in that game, in their first game as DAC. Basically just got a couple unlucky losses right off the bat to an aggressive USF player. So I think that might have featured into the positioning because he is opposite the Brit player this time around. And there we go. Heartless Jager, instead of rifles, going for a Jeep right away. And you were saying you really like the state the Jeep's in currently, right?
Yeah, I think the Jeep is extremely versatile and even easy to micro in the early game to be aggressive with compared to the Krodschützen. So it's nice to get out there early on, scout, and kind of try and contest these early game units.
Yeah, that would explain why Jaeger went with the early engineer as well. The Stern Pioneers did really considerable damage to the Jeep. Wow, I cannot believe the Vickers only suppresses one of those Stern squads. Oh, Relic. We just need machine guns that do machine gun things. Like, I don't need it to be a 30-06 sniper. I do need it to suppress this blob.
Yeah, a little lucky there for Havoc. Looks like the Jeep is continuing to put pressure as we see Momo. He's kind of static on this flank here. I think he's waiting to see if Havoc can kind of reposition. But right now, both teams are just trying to kind of contest the middle and see where they can find an opening.
Yeah, and actually, Momo is locked in Kriegsmarine, and he has his first Kriegsmariner squad out. So a little bit of a shift in build for him from what we've seen previously. And yeah, to your point, I feel like everybody's kind of consolidated. Neither side really contesting the other team's plus 10 fuel, and instead we're seeing them kind of fight together in the middle and come at this from an angle to defend their high resource points.
Yeah, and as we see right now, Vaughn and Heartless are shifting to the left-hand side here to try and put pressure on Momo as Havoc brings that MG over to try and reposition and force this push back.
Yeah, they almost got the Krodschützen. It's now sitting back doing some self-repair. Yeah, that MG42 from Havoc, that's in a really nice position to counter that rifleman flank. And then Havoc going for some Grens as well. So I like this, the ability to merge with the Stern Pioneers and keep them on the field. Basically treating them like little mini Stas trooping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Grenadier has a lot of utility in that sense. Not very strong, as most players know. It's not going to scale well, unlike the other infantry on the board right now, but it does have that utility.
Wow, so on this side, now the Jeep and the Dingo forcing a semi-retreat here from Momo. He's got to pack up. Havoc was contesting the opposite side, and looks like he's having some success against Heartless Jager, but that's because Heartless is pushing here in the middle. Oh no, the MG42 has been flanked by both vehicles. It's forced to retreat.
Really good teamwork by the allied team here, using these light vehicles and their mobility to push back these static team weapons. And I'm curious if they're going to be able to decap that fuel and munitions. Those +10s are really important as the Axis are on retreat right now. But looks like that QF1 is making its way all the way down to the bottom to try and cap and take advantage of this opportunity in the downtime.
Yeah, Havoc getting some pressure over here on the flank is really nice, especially because they already have a healing bunker going up in the headquarters. Jaeger also throwing his med tent out. You know, you'd expect that level of team play at this level, but still pretty good to see the coordination here. Okay, so Havoc going for the tier 1 officers quarters. We discovered this today during the MetaPlays tournament. There actually is a little bit of a bug right now where if you use call-in infantry and you call them in and then you do the appropriate officers quarters, which is usually tier 2 or tier 3 for something like the Fallschirmjäger, it actually locks them at vet 1, which can be quite painful getting into the late game.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Oh, nice smoke grenade from Momo here to try to buy some time to cap this point. He went with the early assault grenadier, but he doesn't have a half track to pair with it. And now we're going to see the flak for Ling. Oh, nice grenade onto the Vickers. Yeah.
Yeah, really brutal. It's going to force that MG back by Vaughn, and it looks like the Axis are going to reclaim this position, cap that munitions, and probably start to make a push towards the center here as Havoc comes back onto the map.
It's always funny when I can tell that we're looking at the same thing. Just with like the little reaction noises, like oof. Like, yeah, he saw that too. Ooh. Panzerfaust comes in on the Dingo, but before they can clean it up, the Humber arrives. QF1 thinks about diving the Dingo, then decides against it with the Humber there to protect its little brother.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a power spike here for the Allies while this Humber is uncontested, but that's going to change soon with the flak filling coming onto the map by Momo. We should be able to push this back.
I don't feel like the Kriegsmarine have been all that effective for Momo. I haven't seen him really make a lot of use of them. Oh no, these Panzer Pioneers in the middle. Wow. Oh no, just gunned down by the scout. But the Jeep traded out with the flak for Ling. Yeah, I think that's an exact even trade from a manpower perspective. Oh, the Panzerjäger wagon. One more volley onto the Humber. The section's here, so that 250 is almost certainly dead, but one more volley.
Oh, some good micro. If he can get out of this, I'll be so impressed. Wow.
There's no way. There's no way unless he smokes himself. Oh, this dodge. Panzerjägers, they're going to line up, though. They'll get that shot off. Right? Oh, the last man standing gets the Humber.
Nice.
That's a nice pickup from Momo. Oh, he's about to lose. He loses the Panzerjägers on retreat, though. And with the half track, that ends up basically it's a fuel trade for him.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that because he had the section in place to see where the anti-tank rifle was coming from, and he still went down that road. He could have went around, but that would have been a very micro-intensive engagement to get out of that.
The only thing that I thought of is if he had used the Humber to pop the smoke in that spot first and then driven through it just to kind of extend the aim time.
Absolutely.
But these guys are like, he's also fighting all the way across the map. So those like high micro maneuvers are easy to see as a caster or somebody watching a stream. Much harder to implement. Oh, flak for Ling, chipping away at the sappers and the Dingo. So the other thing I gotta ask Momo and Havoc, because I've seen them do this. I am used to reversing the flak filling around the map, but I have not seen them do that, and I wonder if I'm like trying to over optimize. Oh wow, the flak filling is going to dive the Dingo. That's dangerous with the shock troopers right there. Oh, actually, that's a nice pickup. And the shock troopers with the Piat, but they don't get a shot off. Wow.
Yeah, bold move. Good micro and decision making, knowing that those Piats were on the other side of that hedgerow. That was a really nice pickup from him.
Oh, Assault Grenadiers were doing work, but Heartless Jager comes through with the 50 cal. He has unlocked heavy weapons. So it looks like we're due for a purging. And the other thing that's kind of crazy is despite all of the destruction we've seen so far, KD is dead even on the manpower side. Slight advantage to the Axis team in killed vehicles. But, you know, that's a Jeep and a Dingo. And then a Humber compared to a 250, so.
Yeah, very, very even. I'd be really curious to see how this continues to progress as we have both teams continuing to try and take control of the center here. And I feel like Havoc has a pretty good foothold so far.
Yeah, I love that Havoc has thrown down the propaganda tower. Oh no, the scouts got gunned down by the Sturmpyos sitting on that center VP. And the propaganda tower, I think it cuts, they changed it, but it cuts capture speed by 33%. That could end up being a big deal on the center VP. I'm trying to see if that propaganda tower also affects the flank VP as well from one position. That'd be pretty awesome if he had figured out that exact spot to put it.
Yeah. And I think this Chaffee's working its way around the side here. I'm not quite sure where he's maneuvering. Oh, he's maneuvering down to engage possibly the Grenadier.
Yeah. The Chaffee does a fair amount of damage if, you know, especially against units that can't really defend themselves against vehicles. Its machine guns will still chip away. Yeah, and you see the engineers show up.
Nice.
Gren's forced off. But that's a pretty significant decap for Havoc to pull off there on that field point. Oh, Chaffee going for the Krogschützen as well. It whiffs. Oh no, Momo lost his Kriegsmarine squad to the Canadians. And now the Krogschützen goes down to the Chaffee. Oh, the Gammon bomb on retreat. Oh, oh no, it actually does. Is he gonna? The Vickers picks it up. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was brutal, man.
I think they gotta increase the sprite size or something on that incendiary Gammon bomb, because it looked like there was no way that it was going to hit them on retreat, and then it burned down that squad. And then the Vickers, the damage from the Vickers is just a ton. Yeah, Suyara, Momo is. Yeah, Momo just kind of taking some unlucky bounces. Nice smoke from the Stummel.
Yeah, I feel like Momo, his army value is a little bit low right now, so I think he's just trying to carve out that bottom side as Havoc is continuing to build up in the center, consolidate.
I think that that has to be their approach. Momo's just got to try to hold on to the fuel and push for that flank point and let Havoc kind of own the middle.
Yeah.
Look at these assault grenades doing good damage to the sappers. I don't think they're not gonna kill the sapper on retreat, but they're gonna flank this Vickers and this AT gun. Yeah, that's good. Forcing a bunch of retreats there with just one assault grenadier squad. So nice recovery there from Momo. Take a look at the tech choices. So grenades and BARs for Heartless Jager. Rifle grenades for VonManteuffel. Momo, he did emergency repair kits as his tier 2 upgrade. So no tier 1 choice for him. I think he's right to not invest in the Panzer Grenadiers. He only has the one squad. Yeah, Simon, part of this feels like a rehash of the round of 16 match against Dexon and Viper. Momo just taking some unlucky early losses. Well, Heartless Jager really investing into the rifles. He's got a 4th rifle coming. Did he build a weapon support center? No, he must have dropped that machine gun from the Jeep before it died. So that's the only 50 cal he's going to be able to get.
Yeah, little cheeky ability there. He could also have dropped a mortar. Is that right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, pretty good. But obviously having the barracks, he doesn't need it. But it looks like right now the Axis are really trying to, I feel like, reinforce their position before engaging again, while the Allies are actually taking control of the center. They're starting to create a front line that's pretty strong right now, so before there's any engagement. We have a flank moving up on the right-hand side as well by the USF. It's really interesting to see how this shakes out.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize this. VonManteuffel already got his tier 4 out. He's building foot guards, which I actually think are a nice choice, especially because a lot of the Axis infantry is going to enter the field a little bit lower vet because of the wipes. And wow, Momo and Havoc laying a bunch of mines. Oh my god, the rifles cannot hang with the Sturm Pioneers. That's kind of funny. Lots of smoke being exchanged in the center to support capturing the center VP. And now VonManteuffel building up a nice little force here on the flank. Lots of artillery. AT gun forces away. The flak filling gets back for repairs. There is this flak term here on this fuel point, but oh no. Oh, the Gren merges the Sturm Pioneers just at the last second. Yeah,
so we have the Allies now really starting to try and poke and prod and see what kind of weakness there is, how much they can get away with here. Oh, and that Chaffee's pushing in.
Going for the Stummel. Is dodging the AT guns. The Sticky comes in on the Stummel. Oh, but the Pack 38 from the flank finishes off the Chaffee. The Canadians made short work of that hard point, though, even with the flak term on it. Although I do have to say, I'm kind of glad that the flak term is not super busted, because that's those kinds of emplacements, they're so easy to spam. Oh no, friendly fire from the grenades. No, Momo. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, I can't see what the chat says.
It's the story of my life coming back to the game. It's friendly fire.
Oh god, I'm glad they added to it, but oh, that's painful to see. That's we need to clip that. That's unfortunate. Yeah. So Momo's already got a P3 out, and Havoc already has a P4 out. And I feel like looking at the Allies setup, I see 2 AT guns and some foot guards, and then Canadians. So not terrible anti-tank, but not great either.
Yeah, I feel like this game for the Axis has been a lot of patience right now, because they were behind in the early game, and they've worked to tech and play like very slow and methodical right now. They just took out that Chaffee, and now they're starting to push together towards the center. And I feel like the Allies don't really have an answer for their armor right now.
No, they don't, but they have to be dynamic with it, because you can't give the Allies time to build back up. The Axis does have a late game advantage in general. I don't know if we're going to see the Crocodile's unlocked for VonManteuffel. I don't know if we'll see it. It would be a good answer to all these AT guns. The Pershing obviously matches up really, really well against Wehrmacht. But the late game Axis infantry, the irony here is that Havoc is going to be pretty close to pop capped if he gets any more vehicles out. He's got his Sturm Pioneers. And then Momo, if he had invested heavily into P-Grens early with the veterancy, they'd be really capable. But he's just got a bunch of very fresh infantry squads right now. So we'll have to see how that one balances out.
Yeah, what's really curious to me is if you look at the map, I mean, the Allies have so much infantry and vetted infantry, and the Axis really are relying right now on their support weapons, their MGs, their AT guns, their Stummel. They really don't have the infantry to contest and the mobility to move around the map. So I feel like they're kind of herring right now in this pocket in the center here.
Yeah, and you can see Axis recognizing the infantry fight. Yeah, Havoc get a second MG42, and even Momo invest in MG34. 1P3 completely engine critted. It's moving back, but I don't see any AT guns that can really take advantage of this. Oh, nice rifle grenade onto one of the MG42s. The incendiary grenades are just so strong. Oh, that's a dead 50 cal. That's unfortunate. That was Vet 2. Oh, that's a walking Stuka.
Where is that landing?
Oh, it landed on the flank VP, which nice dodge from VonManteuffel, but impressive that Momo has been able to afford a P3 and a walking Stuka despite some of his earlier infantry losses. So that tells me that the Axis really had good fuel control, and his flak filling micro has been really good. It's made it to Vet 3.
Yeah, that's going to come in handy as the game progresses here. But Momo really needs to just continue building this army value and finding a way to contest this British infantry, because I feel like the foot guards and the Canadian troops, they're just able to engage in this bottom side a lot easier than this in the army of Momo.
Yeah.
Momo kind of has to be very, very patient here and kind of hug Havoc as he tries to take control of this higher ground.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too, if you look at where Havoc is on the map, like he's also playing very much on Momo's side, and they've left he's kind of counterpunching now on the opposite flank, but there's a lot of open terrain there, and with all these barred up rifle squads, Heartless Jager can really just kind of start to run wild.
Yeah, I like this from Havoc, starting to push out on this flank and put pressure to try and break up the Allied forces in the center here as they creep up. I think it's a very good strategy to see, you know, if they can take that ground and try and reposition this engagement.
Oh, another walking Stuka barrage onto team weapons in the center. Havoc's got another P4 out. I think he was smart to not chase. Ooh. Now a croc on the field for VonManteuffel. That could be difficult to deal with because it hard counters those AT guns that the Axis have.
Yeah.
But now the foot guard's just bleeding. Yeah, they're gonna retreat. And then VonManteuffel actually unlocking bishops. So I think he's just gonna play with the croc here and then try to get a bishop to counter. He's really worried about these team weapons. Wow, Havoc Stummel doing tons of work. All right, Heartless Jager's gone for a Hellcat. So yeah, they're seeing this the same way we are, Sarge. They're recognizing, hey, we've got an armor problem as well as a team weapon problem.
Yeah. And if you look at, there's a story here. Havoc's army supply at 90, whereas every other player's ranging between 50 to 60. Actually, Heartless 69 now. That's quite a big leap in army supply and army value by Havoc, and I think it's because he's been playing very, very slow and methodical, building up and trying to kind of turn the momentum here. The Allies, I feel like, have bled a lot. They've had more infantry, but they've also bled more.
Yeah, you can see that in the kill count.
Yeah, and I think that's the story here as the Axis are starting to get a little bit of that value, and you can see it on the map, the board. So I'm really curious to see if the Axis can actually take the ground in the center here before the Allies recoup.
Simon has pointed out that artillery indirect is really key on this map, and I think that's why you see VonManteuffel investing into the bishop. Well, Havoc also came over and decapped this fuel again, which actually, like this, at this point in the game, that decap is gonna significantly slow down the arrival of whether it's a bishop, another Hellcat, or eventually the Pershing. Right? He's seen the 50 cal. He knows the Pershing is coming. Ooh, a little preparatory smoke barrage. You love to see it. Oh, Heartless has a Black Dragon barrage available to him. I would love to see that on some of these team weapons.
Yeah, smoke undoubtedly is going to be very, very useful. Momo doing a really good job. I don't know if you saw that on the left-hand side, the VP using the high ground to push back Vaughn. His infantry's on retreat again. So, and the Axis hammering them with their indirect. And it looks like Havoc is starting to push into the center now with his armor, with those Panzer IVs. It looks like the Axis are really starting to try and counter and take the offensive for the first time.
Oh, Momo, it looks like he's getting aggressive here with these P3s. He's trying to get on the flank of this this croc.
Oh man.
Yeah, you've got to get on the rear armor of the crocodile. And I'm pretty sure, was it the Churchills are, I say immune to crew shock, but it doesn't matter. Snare comes in, so the croc is engine critted. P3's on the rear armor, but Piet and oh my gosh, everything dying here. P3 goes down. The croc is one or two shots away, but the Hellcat has arrived to help. Oh no.
Wow.
The other P3 goes down. Pack 38 rolling up for Momo, but they really need a couple of good hits on this croc to kill it, and his frontal armor is just very strong. Meanwhile, all kinds of stuff getting destroyed in the middle. There's too much going on right now. Yeah, that looked like such a good move to try to kill that croc, but just unsuccessful because of the infantry there to support, and instead 2 P3s thrown away.
Yeah, so much infantry on both sides here for the Allies, and the Allies are taking back the center. They're countering to take ground as the Axis are on retreat. I can't believe that tank got out of there. I think if Momo kept his Panzers back, he could have traded out for it, but he was trying to get out, of course, and keep those Panzer IIIs alive.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he did not see the foot guards there hiding in the bushes. Those really were the story there.
Yeah. No, you hit the nail on the head. If he had just accepted the trade. Oh, nice Stuka barrage onto those rifles. Oh, man. Wow. Well done. Yeah, if he had just accepted the trade, he could have gotten the croc for both of those P3s, but by trying to save them, he basically ended up losing them for free. Havoc Stummel did get knocked out at one point. Oh, Havoc has Panzer Grenadiers out. I wonder if that was transfer orders from a squad of Grens or if he built them fresh.
I didn't see that. And it looks like they're both breaking up here. Havoc going down to the bottom VP while Momo is starting to contest and push back for that top side.
Yeah, that VP pressure, you can tell again. Wow, the croc is already fully healed up. And yeah, bounces several shots. I checked, Momo did not invest in the tungsten rounds. And I think, if he's going to do anything with his tier 3 upgrade, I think he needs that. Just for the extra damage and the extra penetration against this croc. It's very, very strong.
You've only got one option now, right? For those upgrades?
Yeah, for each tier. Yeah, look at it. It was just clearing the AT guns, tanking the frontal shots, more artillery coming in. Oh, this croc is just an absolute menace. Walking Stuka barrage coming in, going to force away the infantry. But the croc's going to clear that Pack 38 for sure. No, he actually is going to back out. 2 Hellcats here. Oh, they're trying to destroy the decrewed Pack 38. Havoc's rotating over with his Panzer IVs. He's managed to secure the flank VP and reduce some of the immediate VP pressure. Yeah, 1 Pack 38 knocked out. And oh, Havoc's P4s are gone now as well. Or not P4s, Pack 40s. The one was recovered by Heartless Jager.
Tremendous amount of pressure right now from the Allies as they... Oh, geez. Another Panzer IV going down.
That's just good micro there, recognizing that one of the P4s is at, a third of its health and having the Hellcats redirect their attention that way. Axis,
we have...
Go ahead.
234 VPs to 46. The Axis really need to reclaim a VP to not get bled out here.
Yeah, another Captain Mortar Barrage going to come in, force the MG42 to retreat. You don't want to lose that Vet 3 MG42 crew. Wow, that flak filling though. And Momo is about to have a second P3 out now. Havoc's got 1 MG42 covering this flank VP. And I think if you're the Allies... Oh, that's that Bishop. If you're the Allies, you don't want to get too greedy and try to spread out too much. You just need to weather this next push from the Axis, you know it's coming, and then counterpunch through the middle to grab that middle VP.
Yeah, the Axis really can't afford to be spread out. Like you said, they have to push in one area, so the Allies just need to kind of like contain them and do their best to just be efficient as possible. The problem for the Axis right now is their tanks really can't contest that Croc with those Hellcats just sitting right behind, you know? Like they just can't penetrate that armor very well quick enough.
I think the answer is more Pack 40s, which is what Havoc is building. The downside is now with the Bishop on the field, they are vulnerable to that indirect.
Yeah.
Oh, Havoc's hunting the not Havoc's, Hellcat's hunting the flak filling. But it's going to get away. Oh, that P3 just showed up, immediately eats several anti-tank gun rounds, but somehow is able to back out in time. Yeah, walking Stuka barrage, it's got to be. Oh no, the Vet 3 Sternpyos.
Oh no.
They're just burned to death. Where did the walking Stuka barrage went to the center VP instead of the AT guns.
Yeah. I think the Axis are feeling the pressure right now. They need to reclaim this VP because they're not really going to win on the board at this point.
Yeah. So Momo got a little lucky there. The first shot from the Hellcat whiffed on the flak filling. Gives him more time to suppress the mid. Oh, Vet 3 MG42 cleared by Captain Mortar Barrage. That doesn't feel good. Croc now rampaging across the opposite flank. Even with all these AT guns and these Panzer IVs, it's just not taking damage.
It's just bouncing.
It's so hard to kill. And you know, normally the hard counter is AT guns, but with the flamethrower, it just rolls right through them. Oh, Havoc's AT guns here in the center, just getting chewed up by this rifle squad. P4 is going to rotate over, as well as the walking Stuka. I think if I'm Momo, I need to wait until I figure out where these AT guns are and focus on them with the walking Stuka to allow the P3s and the P4 to run free.
Yeah, they need to take a big engagement and try and pick off the Allied army, like piece by piece right now, without making too large of an engagement to make it decisive. But the Allies are really starting to push them into this corner.
Yeah. The other thing, Momo chose the air, like airstrike ability. I forget what it's called. Instead of the flares, and I feel like the flares would be really, really helpful. Oh, the walking Stuka targets the 50 cal, clears it. Oh no, Havoc loses another Panzer IV. Oh no, and the Black Dragon artillery comes in. Wow, that flak filling's still hanging out. Wow. Somehow it's just dodging all of these rounds as they come in.
It looks like they're able to take the middle VP through all that chaos.
Oh, Rifle Squad finds MG42 on the flank and clears it. The P-Grens should still win this fight. Yeah, they're going to retreat. So Havoc able to hold on to that VP, but loses a Vet 2 MG42. Now if you look at the army composition, even legendary Havoc has been losing some units here. And this is just, you get deep into these games and the level of firepower is just so intense that units get knocked out, especially as you try to spread yourself around on the map.
Yeah,
more smoke coming in.
With 92 supply and army value. Heartless with 70. The Axis are stuck between 60 and 75, so they're behind.
Yeah, that Croc has just been doing absolute work. Another walking Stuka coming in. It's it just kind of whiffs. It hits in the middle of a bunch of team weapons. P-Gren's gonna jump on the center VP, force the captain away. 3 Panzer IIIs now for Momo. He's got to find a way to get through this this Croc. I wonder if a Flak 36 might not have been a good choice at some point.
I think so, but I think they're just worried about that indirect. That artillery is just too strong. You know, the flak is so static. They have so much infantry. I think they're just trying to combat it with what they have. You know, their tanks and combined arms, their AT guns. But the Vet 3 is just brutal.
Yeah. Vet 3 Croc. Really just tanking all of these shots from the front. Oh, is that? That's not immobilize and fortify. Havoc has unlocked the recovery. Oh, some big hits there from the P3s. A bundle grenade on retreat, but just off target from the Panzer Grenadiers. Bishop targeting the flak filling. I wonder if there are any opportunities. I don't see any vehicle wrecks here. So no opportunities to reclaim vehicles just yet. There we go. Walking Stuka barrage onto this 6-pounder. Or maybe that's a stolen Pack 40.
Yeah.
Oh, Heartless Jager now pressing this flank VP. He's going to force that MG42 away. Nice grenade. Oh, very, very cutely dodged by Havoc. Now the Panzer IIIs are here, though. So the Axis will hold on to the flank VP. VonManteuffel going for the 17-pounder. All right, so we're going to see it. Looks like a nice target for the Walking Stuka, for sure.
Yeah, that's a really interesting choice. But I want to kind of highlight Momo's Panzer III play. I think he's playing it really smart by keeping them bunched up here and focusing down the infantry. He's forced a big retreat, and he's able to be mobile with it. So maybe this is a good way to kind of counteract the infantry and control the VPs between the center and the bottom side.
Oh no, the Kriegsmariner just literally melted by the Croc. And there's the Pershing. I was wondering when we were going to see it. This has the potential to be really dangerous because it can run down those Panzer IIIs. Oh wow, Bishop doing a bunch of work.
A lot of damage.
Yeah.
Direct hit there.
I'm trying to see if Momo ended up... No, he still didn't upgrade tungsten rounds or optics. No tier 3 upgrade for him. Now Walking Stuka comes in.
Pershing.
Oh, onto the Brit infantry blob. Yeah, so they're able to keep the center VP from being captured by the Allies. Now the Pershing arrives and the Hellcats. Oh my gosh, the Hellcats just immediately eat several AT gun rounds.
Some big exchanges from both sides. Trading blows. Tanks are on both sides are kind of hurting here, and the Axis are continuing to creep up on this Pershing.
That was a nice shot from the Pershing onto that P3. This Pershing might be the difference. With an extra armor and health, it can just kind of stand in the middle here and absorb some shots. Not unlike the Crocodile. But now we're seeing Momo do some bomb drops here in the middle. Rifle squad takes some damage. The Pershing's going to move up. Oh no, these Sturm Pioneers. Those are fresh Sturm Pios, I think. Been so many units destroyed this game. And actually, Heartless Jager has no engineers. On this Vet 3 Croc, it's relatively low health. Don't lose it now, Manteuffel.
I think the Axis tanks are just too low HP to really engage here. They're being slowly pushed back by these heavy tanks.
Yeah. And now the Bishop coming in on the AT guns. One Pack 38 cleared. The rifle push on the flank fails, but the Allies now firmly have control of the middle, and they are knocking out these AT guns. Well, Havoc actually built a second healing bunker a little bit closer to the front. All right, so back on the drain here for the Axis team. They've got about a minute and a half's worth of tickets left. Oh, the Sturm Pioneers, they are trying to recover this wrecked P4, but the British infantry show up. Oh, he just salvaged the resources. Another P3, almost certainly going to go down to the Piat. It does. More artillery coming in on the P3s. Walking Stuka fires again. And actually, the Axis gonna surrender.
Wow, GG.
Yeah, well played. That was hard fought.
Yeah, absolutely brutal engagements there at the end. Man, that game was really close in terms of the VPs, but it's just that the army values began to swing in the Allied favor towards the latter half of the game, and it just slipped away from the Axis.
Yeah, so much of that is the unit preservation, and I don't mean that as a knock on the Axis team. It's just especially with some of the changes they made to vehicle veterancy. You know, losing your tanks and having them start over from Vet 0 or Vet 1, it really made a significant damper on their performance. And then the Croc is just so strong. There's not a good counter within the battle groups that these guys played. Maybe, you know, Martyrs from Dak, but that's not Momo's style. He doesn't play a heavy tier 3 style. And then on Havoc's side, you know, nothing from that battle group. Maybe he goes Tiger, maybe he goes Mechanized for the Panther, but man, it's rough to try to counter that Croc. And then when it gets to Vet 3, but the big thing here is 440 frontal armor for the Croc. For reference, the Pack 40 best non-heavy AT gun in the game has 380 penetration at close range. That drops to 260 wow. At medium. So that means basically you have a 50% chance to bounce a shot at medium range from a Pack 40. The Pack 38 is less effective than that. And then the Veteran C at Vet 1 gets its plus 35% weapon traverse speed. Vet 2 plus 20% rate of fire, and then something that is corrupted. And then at Vet 3, plus 30% rotation rate and 15% damage reduction can capture and decapture. 15% damage reduction is wild for a tank. At Vet 3, oof, wow. That's nearly impossible to deal with. Okay, here we go. In purple at the bottom of the screen is Momo for show, playing USF as part of the One Trick Monkeys. He's immediately going Scout and Barracks. His teammate Havoc here in red playing the Brits. He's got a Sapper, he's got a Vickers, and he is building his section command post. Don't even see where he's building it. Oh, it's way far forward here. Okay. So probably some sections are Dingo from him. The Axis team here, the legendary Axis duo in teal, we have VonManteuffel playing the Dak, going for a second Panzer Pio and a Panzer Gren. No other choices so far. And then here in blue, Heartless Jager playing Wehrmacht. And he is going Kettenkrad and Grenadier. So probably not going to see Sturmpios from him would be my guess. What are you looking for from the Allied team here as they look to extend this match?
Yeah, I would really like to see just hyper aggressive play here, but we're already seeing Havoc with the Vickers pushing towards the center, and Momo starting to branch out to the right hand side. I feel like I would really like to see them put a lot of pressure. Oh, and as you can see here, the Dingo and Jeep both coming out. If they can pair these together, they could really start to pick apart the Axis, but it looks like they're going separate ways to try and take map control.
I wonder if he knows he hears the Kettenkrad. Momo's going Kettenkrad hunting.
Yeah.
Jaeger doesn't have enough munitions for a mine, so this Kettenkrad completely undefended for the moment. Oh yeah, there's nothing here to support it. Oh, I wonder if Momo can get this kill. Now Grens are coming, but rifles are here as well. This would be a huge pickup. Wow, and the Kettenkrad gonna get away. Now the MG42
for Momo.
Yeah, MG42 set up. That would have been a really, really nice early pickup. Oh, Havoc already using the Dingo healing while the Sappers repair the Dingo. No battle group choices yet, and VonManteuffel already teching up to his tier 2 here. So he's got what, 2 Panzer Grens, 2 Panzer Pios. Very infantry heavy build, no Krodschützen, no 250. Which actually might be good considering the Jeep and the Dingo opener.
Yeah, and here we see Heartless Jager really taking his time. He's utilizing the Crad for vision and trying to creep up with his MG. Meanwhile, Havoc and Momo pairing up those light vehicles and trying to push out VonManteuffel.
I love this from Jaeger. Havoc wired off that wall, so then he builds a sandbag on the opposite side of the wire. Oh, Pioneer's going for, it looks like a flank on this Vickers. And a mortar already from Heartless Jager. And now the Pios get in tight on the Vickers. Vickers forced to retreat. Meanwhile, here's what you wanted. You got the Dingo and the Jeep paired up, as well as a Sapper and some rifles, trying to put pressure on that Axis fuel. Kettenkrad, meanwhile, decaps the big allied fuel and then moves away. Oh, wow. And the allies already have a triple cap. This actually could be huge if they force a game 3. They have to burn down or have to keep their VPs high to make sure they have faction choice.
Yep. Once again, that Jeep is trying to hunt down the Crad and looks like he's going to get away for a second time.
How is a motorcycle driving backwards faster than a Jeep driving forwards? Someone please explain this to me.
German engineering, I guess.
All right, so VonManteuffel has just bought a Panzerjäger from scratch. He's now got his nice little DAC infantry blob up here on the flank VP. And interestingly enough, he is building the med truck. Oh, and he's going for the 6-man bolster for his Panzer Grenadiers. I think that's a relatively early, easy pick for the tier 1 armory upgrade, just because the other options are very specific. Like, if you're not going to play with the combat half tracks, you don't need that one. And then the other, oh no, these Pioneers from Jaeger, gunned down in the middle of the map. Oh wow. Base already wipes out an MG42. At least Jaeger, oh, he could lose that. Yeah, could lose that Grenadier squad. Oh, fortunately the retreat path leads him away from the Jeep in the section. Ooh, rough start for the Axis here.
Yep. The Axis are kind of peeling back a bit, creating this wide arc between Vaughn in the corner pocket and Heartless Jager, who's in the center trying to stabilize it. But Havoc and Momo are starting to consolidate in the middle and get ready for another push, it looks like.
Yeah. Momo's build. All right, so he's going for a motor pull. So he's got his 3 rifles, he's got his Jeep, but he's not over investing into the rifles. It looks like he's trying to get an early, probably a Greyhound out. Meanwhile, Jaeger has gone Luftwaffe support company, and he's got a 221 out, which, like, the MG on the 221 always shocks me with how much damage it does. It is really, really strong when it comes to burning down these squads. And Momo does not, he went mechanized support center. He does not have grenades teched.
Oh wow.
Yeah, look at this 221 machine gun just chewing up these rifles in cover. What I will say, both of these teams are really fantastic at coordinating and playing together. You never just see like one color on one color. All their units are mixed in together, fighting as a team, which, I mean, that's how you become a really effective 2v2 team in this game.
Yeah. And it looks like the allies really do, you're right, they don't really have an answer for that 221. I don't see any anti-tank on the board. I'm curious what they're teching for back at base, and as you can see, we have a Humber coming out from Havoc right now. Yeah,
and a Greyhound on the way, and Momo confirmed, so he did go armored, and Heartless Jager went mechanized, which there are some nice synergies with the 221 Jaeger build here. And mechanized. Oh, he's got a Flak 30 coming out as well. Interesting. Momo hasn't... Oh, there it is. There's a little repair site on the safe fuel. Nice. So free repairs. Now, one thing, that repair center, when you upgrade it so it uses a healing aura, will also heal buildings. And that can be a little bit busted when you get into bigger team games and you have lots of like mortar pits and other emplacements going down. Wow, Jaeger now capping up the entire flank. And the Jeep reacting. But
third time's a charm.
Yeah. And now the Greyhound as well, which has the 50 cal upgrade. They're the Grens. Oh, the can rounds. They don't even get the Panzerfaust off. And the Humbers here as well. This is a nice little ambush from Havoc and Momo. The canister rounds, and that is a dead Grenadier. Nice pickup from the allied team. Heartless Jager was upgrading support elements, but it looks like he canceled that. Meanwhile, VonManteuffel gone for tier 3 in support armor elements, and he's got a Stug D coming out. So we're going to see a very different DAC build here.
Yeah, the Axis really do not have an answer for these light vehicles right now, roaming the map. As the allies start to take some control of that bottom side once again, and I think both teams are kind of licking their wounds and setting up for the next engagement. We really do not have a strong battle line anywhere on the map right now, but I feel like the allies are playing better together than the Axis at this point.
Yeah, I like seeing the Humber and the Greyhound as like a little hunter-killer pack. There's not much that can deal with that. Even the Panzerjägers that VonManteuffel has would be hard-pressed to hold up to that. Oh, the first Stug D hits the field. Oh, and VonManteuffel gone Panzerjäger command. We could see some really cheeky mine play. And, you know, I haven't seen S-mines in a while, and those can be really nasty. Oh, 2-2-1 with the Panzerbuchse. That's a nice little counter to the Greyhound and the Humber.
Yeah, good call.
All right, here comes the Stug D with some DAC infantry support. Oh, wow. Immediately pushed back. Nice placement with the 6-pounder, and the Stug D's back for repairs already. And Havoc hasn't chosen a battle group yet. VonManteuffel, he hasn't chosen a tier 2 or tier 3 upgrade yet either. Momo now upgrading BARs on his rifles.
Yeah, a little bit later there, he tried to get that tempo with the Greyhound early. He wasn't able to accomplish too much. The Axis now have quite a few answers for it, but he's trying to make a push here on this left-hand side against this Stug. I don't think he's going to be very successful.
Yeah, Panzergen's bringing it almost back up to full health. I think VonManteuffel needs some hard AT. Oh, another Gren squad goes down. Black 30 forces away the Humber, but not before it wipes out those Grens.
Yeah, and as you can see here, Momo starting to push and try to contest this munitions point, but Vaughn has got him on both flanks. Riflemen are trapped here.
Yeah, and that Stug D is just going to do a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. VonManteuffel went for an LEIG. That's interesting. I was kind of expecting a Martyr or maybe a Pack 38 here. Heartless Jager sticking to his namesake, playing more into the Jaeger light infantry. With the G43 upgrade on at least the first, so they are going to be his anti-infantry force. And Havoc going for tier 4.
Very fast tier 4.
Yeah, still no battle group choice. And that's with investing into a Humber. Yeah, I'm always impressed by Havoc's ability to manage such a large part of the map. He's got on the right flank sappers laying wire and mines. In the center, he's got his Vickers and his Humber contesting the center VP, and then he's got AT guns on the flank helping out Momo.
Yeah, they're trying to carve out a position here, but the Axis have been really, really good at just keeping them kind of along this center battle line. They're not able to find any opening or any hole.
Well, how did that mine go off? They had their sweeper out. That's weird. Oh, now Look at this push from VonManteuffel. He's got a lot of infantry. Now he has a second Panzerjäger. The Greyhound needs to be very careful, as does the Humber. But it actually doesn't take that much damage from the first barrages there. Oh, wow. Heartless Jager. That guy's his third Jaeger squad out. Yeah, I think the Allied infantry are going to start to really struggle against, one, the DAC kind of infantry blob with their upgrades and veterancy, and then the Jaegers in the middle. And the Jaegers are the G43s. They get that flare so they can spot these AT guns and they can burn them down. That's a nice counter to the AT gun spam that you're likely to see. Oh, a mortar gets cleared.
Really, really nice play from the Axis here, kind of pinching the allies and utilizing both smoke.
Oh, stolen mortar.
Yeah, wow. That hurts.
Yeah. Just like that, Heartless Jager just ran up the middle with these Jaeger squads. Oh, and a Vespa out, Heartless Jager. So Axis investing in artillery early as well.
I think it's a good call considering how static the team weapons are for the allies.
Yeah, and look at that Kettenkrad spotting as well. That's a lot of recce capability for Heartless Jager here.
I think should be dead, but it's alive and well.
And now it's at Vet 2. Oh, the LEIG, a couple of big hits coming in. Oh, that's a Matilda from Havoc. That's a nice counter. So all these team weapons and static infantry, there's nothing on the field that's going to do anything to that Matilda. Even the 221 with the Panzerbuchse is just chipping. Wow, how did it dodge that shot? Well, if the Matilda could aim, it could beat the 221.
Yeah, so this, I mean, very, very good choice here by Havoc, and I think that this is the time for the Allies to counter and retake this ground while the Axis are on retreat. I was a little worried there for a second. The Axis were really starting to get a foothold at the center, but the Allies, I think, have a window of opportunity.
Havoc unfortunately loses an infantry section to this DAC infantry push over here on the flank, and he's locked in the Polish battle group. Land mattress, strategic targets, lancers, and tulip rockets. And here we go, land mattress on the field. Now Heartless Jager attacking into the support element, so we could see some verbal winds here. My guess is verbal wind into Panthers, so we can avoid having to build tier 4.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense considering the Matildas on the map.
Yeah, Panthers, nice counter to the Matilda. Oh, little tripwire flare there gets found by the engineers. They're going to clear it. But Havoc pushing up here with the Matilda. He finds the mortar crew that used to belong to Momo. But it's going to retreat. Oh, is that that was the Vespa shot coming in. Yeah, all this artillery plus the flares from the Jaegers. So the Allies are really going to have to micro their team weapons. And now the DAC infantry push on the flank, and Momo's backing up again.
Fantastic engagement here by Vaughn as he really starts to put a lot of pressure on this flank.
A land mattress barrage comes in, but largely ineffective. Oh, those Panzer Grenadiers could go down. Assault engineers chasing that's big, and they drop the LMG. The assault engineers pick up the MG34 LMG.
Why not?
It's really a combat range mismatch, but you know, any new weapon is a good weapon. Yeah, I love this choice of the Jaegers for Heartless Jager here. Look at it. He's using these flares to kind of spot Allied advances. Oh man, the Vespa. And
yeah,
probably
one thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing that the Axis are doing really well with the flares too is spotting those AT guns and forcing them back with the indirect. Something that Havoc and Momo weren't able to do last game.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the Axis really pushing after they've kind of destabilized the team weapons of the Allies.
Yeah, now VonManteuffel pivoting a little bit. So he's gone tier 4, he's getting a P3 out. He's also upgraded his Panzerjägers to tank busters. Oh, nice play here from Momo. He's found some a Jaeger squad with the Greyhound, and that looks like a dead Jaeger with the can rounds there. There's really nothing that can support this.
Very difficult position for the Allies right now. They really don't have an answer for the Stug here and the indirect. And now we have Panzer IIIs coming out from Von, kind of reinforcing that flank and continue to put pressure on the Allies.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if maybe like a couple Chaffies might not be a bad choice for Momo. He's got decent fuel. He's building his tier 4, so maybe it's Hellcats. But yeah, relying on AT guns is not going to work for you with all this indirect on the field. Even the Matilda getting forced back by constant barrages from the LEIG and the Vespa. Oh, Polish Lancers here. Yeah, as a 4-man squad, they are kind of squishy. They start to drop models and they really lose their effectiveness. All right, land mattress coming in again. I feel like it's cool, but its spread is so large that it's really more of an area denial tool than it is like true indirect that punishes your opponent.
Yeah, he really needs to get a big hit on Von, because Von is so blobbed up with his infantry. He's just not quite able to find the target. And I think it's really interesting how the Axis are completely separated right now with very large armies. And just controlling, every time the Allies try to push into the center, they put a lot of pressure on the flanks, and the Allies are just not able to maintain a front line.
Yeah, and the Axis own the center right now, and there's just, oh man. That is a dead AT gun, recrewed by the rifle, but still in danger of being decrewed again. And it does. Oh, that hurts. The Vespa. I wonder if that's a tracking barrage. I don't think it is. But man, it is very accurate. Oh, now Jaeger is also piling up martyrs. So when that allied armor does arrive, it's potentially rough. Oh wow, we're seeing a resource cache go down from VonManteuffel. You know things are going well as DAC if you can afford a resource cache.
yeah, he's feeling pretty confident right now. Looks like Momo in the top is trying to put pressure, push off that infantry.
Wow, Momo found and exterminated another Jaeger squad. Oh, the 221's here. Oh, the Martyr jumps in and trades out the Greyhound. But that Greyhound did work. 2 Jaeger squads and a Gren squad. I will take that all day.
Yeah, great trade. And Von here down at in the south is really trying to put pressure on this fuel, but it might be an overextension. He could lose that squad.
Yeah, that I would be shocked if they make it away. Yep, they do get knocked out. More land mattress, but relatively easily dodged by VonManteuffel. Yeah, they're just squeezing them here. So much artillery. Oh man, and some big hits. And Momo, scout engineer, back for healing. Havoc trying to get this Matilda out. All right, here we go. Easy 8 for Momo. Oh no, he lost his captain too. Easy 8 going for the P3. Get some good hits in. Where are those martyrs? They're not in a position just yet.
Yeah, that tank cannot push by itself. Too many AT grenade options. You could get snared, and that would not be good for them, losing their most powerful armor. But the issue here is the Easy 8 and the Matilda are totally different speeds. It's going to be hard for them to kind of pair up with those.
Yeah,
and push together. I feel like they're kind of out of sync here.
No, that's a really good point. I didn't really thought of that. But yeah, Momo what he needs to do is keep that Easy 8 alive and get a couple of them. Interestingly, VonManteuffel, rather than the anti-tank barrage, artillery barrage, he has gone for the elephant. So could we see an elephant in this game?
That would be insane.
Oh, rifles fighting and losing with Jaegers in the middle. Another land mattress. Oh, those are some nice hits. Oh, it's nice.
Like the Easy 8 is pushing up to contest that Stug.
Yeah,
but the hedgerow here.
Oh, with all this cover provided by the land mattress, that's a lot of room for ambush bonus. They're trying to trigger the grenade assault, but unable to do so. Like a little bit of glitching action there. VonManteuffel got his med truck up to Vet 1, so now providing a buff to all these reinforced units. Heartless Jager continues to just spam Jaegers. Oh, wow. Easy 8 picks up that other Panzerjäger squad. Momo loses the scout. Now the Matilda's going to push up. Oh, the double,
very hard.
Yeah,
for the
that
Matilda
double
to push against those martyrs.
Yeah. Oh, at least there the Matilda bounces one of the shots. Oh, the Lancers were doing some good work to the Martyr. Unable to finish it off, though. They're forced back. Oh, nice counter push there from Havoc, bringing in the section. Okay, good. The Easy 8's still alive. I couldn't see it on the mini-map. I was like, no, please. No, Momo, don't lose Easy 8 right now.
Yeah, as you can see, Vaughn is really hugging these hedgerows and these line of sight ranges here, and it's really hard for Momo to push into this.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have a good vantage point.
All right, well, the Allies going to regain control of the center here briefly. Oh, wow. Another 6-pounder team cleared. Might be worth it for Havoc and Momo to think about getting like a 15 CWT truck. Yeah, space is fun. Allies they're hanging on here. Been some decent trades, but not super one-sided. Oh no, Momo. Oh, a rifle squad goes down. The P-Grans at max range. Just as I said it, Caster's Curse.
Yeah, a lot of bleeding going on.
There's the elephant. We found it. We found an elephant. Oh, on top of the martyrs. That's just savage. Yeah, I feel like that land mattress has just not been worth the money.
Yeah, it's missed every shot. Like, you're right, it's very wide. Even with the blobbing by the axis, it's just not able to get any lucky hits.
Yeah. Oh, God. Matilda... And Havoc, actually, he's floating a bunch of fuel. He went for the decapitation strike instead of the Firefly. I would love to see the decapitation strike against the elephant here.
Yeah, great target considering how slow the elephant is. But they need to pair that with a push. They need to kind of regain their footing here and make a decisive attack to try and break, I would say, one side of the position here, because they cannot break the center.
Yeah, and that LEIG even is being an absolute menace. Look how aggressively these martyrs are pushed up. At some point, they'll be able to kind of hit that cutoff, and then the Axis will have the allies on the triple cap, and this will really, really start to look painful. Butterfly bombs here on the flank for VonManteuffel. A Heartless Jager, 28 minutes in, finally building his tier 4. Oh, because he went Panther production, so he needs his tier 4 out first.
Yeah, looks like The Axis are starting to creep up with that Elephant taking a position in the center. And the Allies really, they're just trying to repair their tanks and get them back into service here.
Oh, what is that from Heartless Jager? Oh, that's the zeroing artillery barrage. It comes in a little slow, but does Havoc see it? Yeah, he does. All right, so he doesn't walk his infantry out into it. But if there's a retreat force at all, Havoc's going to lose his infantry. He's able to hold on long enough. That was a nice thought from Heartless Jager.
Yeah, this is a really difficult position to be in because the Axis have like a concave now, and there's not a lot of surface area for the Allies to push into with their armor. As you can see, Momo's trying to come around the flank here and try and maybe put pressure on Heartless Jager, having the weaker anti-tank and weaker armor rather. But I don't know if he's going to be able to catch VonManteuffel off guard, because every time they've tried to put pressure on Heartless Jager, Von just puts a counterattack through the center.
Yeah. Oh no, the Elephant found the Matilda there. I wonder, he doesn't quite have the optics for a second shot. Here's the big push from Momo. Oh, but the Martyrs are in the back and they're ready for it. That reconnaissance really, really nice. Yeah, that's the advantage of the Jaegers of the G43s. The flares have been everywhere all game.
Wow. Indirect, landing right on top of that Easy 8. Brutal shot, almost knocking it out.
Yeah, Land Mattress comes in again, but it's just not what they need. Yeah, and you see Momo here, he's back to repairing. He's got 3 Easy 8s now, but he thought he might have had a cheeky flank there, and Jaeger was ready for it.
Yeah, Jaeger playing so safe. He's so far back.
And now look, we got butterfly bombs coming in. Here's a Crusader to challenge these Jaeger squads. Yeah, the Matilda was the right choice at the time, but I don't know if it is what they need right now. Oh, P3, no follow-up shot on the Polish Lancers, but the Elephant in the back there, these Easy 8s, they can't just sit there and eat that. Oh, nice strike from Havoc with the decapitation strike. He gets the Panzer III, but he loses the Crusader on the opposite side of the map to the Martyrs. Now here's Momo going in tight. What's this strike? Another zeroing artillery right in front of the Elephant. The Easy 8s have flanked it.
AT's coming up to support. Havoc is going to try and knock out this Elephant.
Oh my god. The zeroing already kills 2 Easy 8s. The Elephant's going to get away. No, it won't. 6-pounders finish off the Elephant. Holy cow, so much stuff just blew up. Momo's army down to just 1 Easy 8, 2 rifles, and an MG.
Well, and Matilda barely gets out there with the smoke.
The Kettenkrad paired up with the Martyrs is really, really nice.
Allies are bleeding heavily here on VPs. They need to reclaim this center position.
Yeah, and actually the Axis now have the triple cap. So 40 seconds left. I know, I can't believe we finally saw an Elephant and it died.
Gets decapitated.
Yeah. Oh, Easy 8, that's another dead Jaeger squad for sure. Maybe. Looks like the Easy 8's gonna chase. Nice attempt with the smoke there. Oh my god, it's gonna get away. Really, really nice smoke. Was that the mortar? Wow, Heartless Jager, micro on point. And that's it.
GG.
The legendary Axis duo takes this one 2-0. They were fantastic. VonManteuffel just looked so comfortable on that flank. Really, really impressive. And like, I thought it was really interesting because he went and he invested into the tier 2, right? So he got like support armor elements for 15 fuel cheaper, built a Stug D, and that was it. That's all he built from that tier. He ended up going into into tier 4, excuse me, tier 3, tier 4, you know, whatever. They get mixed up with Dak because Dak's weird. So
Yeah.
really, really interesting build order and sequence there. But it worked for him.
Yeah, I really like how the Axis played that. When I look at that game, I was thinking about it like strategically, and Vaughn was hyper aggressive in that bottom pocket, or depending on your camera angle, the top VP.
Mm-hmm.
And Heartless Jager, the entire game was playing very passive in the center, very, very deep army. You know, he wasn't really spread thin across the front line. He was kind of like staggering his army. His Jaegers were constantly popping flares. He had support with the Wesp and the long range martyrs. Really never made any big pushes, but Vaughn, he was supporting Vaughn the entire time. And Vaughn really was hyper aggressive, destabilizing that flank, and they just slowly crept up, took control of the center, and kind of choked the allies, kind of bled them out.
Yeah, the Stug D with this, you know, main gun sighted, it gets that range boost, and then as it gets veterancy, it gets better armor. So it becomes really difficult to unseat there. And then just really nice build synergy from the Axis. So 5 Jaeger squads for Heartless Jager. Okay, yeah, Relic, maybe time to undo all the buffs to Jaegers. I really don't want to see Jaeger blobs, but the utility from having those flares, I mean, we saw it in that game constantly. And then just, I love like the balance in the build, right? The 2-2-1, then the Vespa, the Kettenkrad to scout. I can't believe he didn't lose it. The Kettenkrad got credit for 2 infantry kills. Oh, that must have been a mine. It must have been a mine. I was like, what the hell?
That was a hero crowd.
Yeah, it really probably Kettenkrad probably one of the MVPs of that game. Those 2 martyrs really strong. Oh man, the Vespa did so much work. 31 kills for the Vespa.
Well, they were targeting the AT guns the entire game and the team weapons, you know, and I think that's the difference between the 2 matches.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if we're looking at this and saying, you know, what are the things that you take away? One, I think on this map, and I think it was Simon who pointed it out, the value of artillery and indirect fire. You don't have to spam it, but having a Vespa and having an LAIG, so you just have that like constant barrage, especially the LAIG will auto target. So that's nice. Panzer Grenadiers for Dak can be good, but you got to keep them alive and get them veterancy. And then, yeah, with that artillery targeting team weapons, keeping them cleared, keeping them moving. That was probably the biggest thing. You know, it is nice to see like at this level, even players being willing to dive and throw units. So you get some more exciting play. It's not super static and campy. And actually, I thought Momo did a fantastic job with that Greyhound running down a couple of high-end squads. But yeah, the things I'm taking away from this are recon, like across the board. Recon is just super useful. I bet you Momo wished he would have had these Starlight flares in that first game instead of the I don't even know the name, but the strike that the Kriegsmariners get. And then using artillery to unseat those team weapons. Oh, that was the last thing. That the land mattress. I know it sounds cool. It's not performing at the moment, so that probably needs a little bit of love.
Yeah, it's not the CoH3 land mattress, that's for sure.
Yeah. Go to the mattresses, but not this mattress. Yeah. And then also just like the team play again across the board was really impressive. Like you didn't see people playing in lanes. Although occasionally, like, and it's the same in this game in 1v1s, 2v2s, and 4v4s, when you play wide, you run the risk of losing, like missing something or losing attention, especially in team games when there's a lot of artillery, there's a lot of sound cues. You know, ironically, you might appreciate this. You know, playing some like Broken Arrow, that game does not have good sound cues. They're not super useful. But one of the better Broken Arrow players is actually deaf, and the joke is that he's not used to listening for it. Like if you don't play, like if you play Co, you get used to like audio being a, you know, a functional part of your processing. So if you go to Broken Arrow and you're relying on audio, you're just constantly surprised. What happened to these guys? When did they die? And the deaf guy is just really good at paying attention to it because no one ever tells him anything. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then the other, I mean, there's a certain guy out there who plays this game with his feet and is still like 1400 elo. So that's also really impressive.
Yeah. Shout out to, is that Curry?
Yeah.
Legend. It's amazing. But yeah, I think on that map, I'm thinking about that comment about the indirect being so important. I wonder if it's partly because of the hedgerows and the line of sight. I feel like it's so limited across the road in the center. The hedgerows are blocking so much line of sight. It's kind of hard for the ATs to get clear shots. It's easy to hide your armor behind there. And the indirect, if you have the sight and you're able to coordinate the flares and the recon, you can pick apart those support weapons trying to creep up and get a hit off, you know, and they did a good job of that.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of, because the map's in like a diamond format. So like you're pointing out all those little hedgerows, but as you try to back up, your units get naturally choke pointed. And so it's tempting in that map to look at the middle and say, oh, this is open. Let me have a bunch of AT guns out to manage this. But then when you start receiving indirect and you try to back up, you actually like funnel yourself into a position where you can be easily hit.
Interesting.
It's interesting because there are other maps that play out that are a little bit more squared out. It's funny the maps that are really subject to like artillery, because if it's a super flat and spread out map, then you can use artillery to like pound the opponent's base too. So I think this is why I like the 2v2 game mode. You do see some different varieties of play. It's map driven, but you'll see units and combinations you won't see in ones because you actually have the space to build them, but there's still room for some flanks and some cheeky play that you don't really see at the 4v4 level.
Yeah. Very cool.
Well, I would have loved to see these guys go for another round here, game 3, but it looks like the legendary Axis duo is headed to the semifinals. So for those of you who check in the bracket, it's up, but I'm not updating this round until we do these casts. Just a reminder to everyone, the prize pool for the players is crowdfunded, mostly crowdfunded. So if you are interested, go ahead, hit the link here and donate. All of the money that you donate will go to the players, the first and second place teams at the end of the tournament. And then the semifinals will be cast live Saturday morning next week. So the 20th of December. And then the finals, best of 5, will be cast Sunday morning, the 21st of December. Sarge, any parting shots?
GG's. Hats off to both teams. Good luck to Heartless Jager and Vaughn in the next round. But really curious to see how they evolve and if they do change up their game plan. But yeah, GG's. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for the help casting. GG, well played. I'm shocked that Havoc exited this early. Havoc and Momo, legendary 2v2 team, but they ran into yet another legendary Company of Heroes team. So well played, VonManteuffel, Heartless Jager. Thank you for your support. We will see you all next Saturday. All right, everyone. That's going to do it